Welcome back, everybody, to the Los Angeles Angels franchise with the two idiots.
Big moment here, folks. We could sweep Cleveland. Oh, fuck, we could shut him.
Oh,
God.
Ouch.
Ah, damn, I was so hoping.
Hey, that's okay, though, because this has been clearly the best week of baseball we've had the entire year. We took the series versus New York and Cleveland this week, and that is a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. Now we got to go against Boston, and then we take a day off and we head into Seattle. So let's get this week simmed out and see how the chips fall. Looks like we enter a critical situation with the Mariners. And your good buddy Brock Burke's on the mound.
Why is he my good buddy? All right, we're here against Seattle. It's 4-4, top of the 10th, bases loaded, 1 out, and Brock Burke once again tasked with a monumental challenge. J.P. Crawford is at the plate, and he is only missing a triple to hit for the cycle. Here we go again with Brock Burke. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's ahead of Crawford 0-2. And a weak dribbler, and that will get through into center field. Seattle is going to score 2 off of that. J.P. Crawford has a 2 RBI single. Brock Burke has blown it. And now we're going to bring in Hunter Gaddis, who for us this season has been absolutely elite. Through 41 2/3, he's got a 1.73 ERA. His strikeout rate is below league average. But the averages and the splits there versus lefties and righties both look really good for Hunter Gaddis. And immediately, first pitch gets popped up into center field. That's out number 2. And that was Harry Ford at the plate, our old friend. Luke Raley will step to the plate now. 2 on and 2 outs.
I just keep thinking back to that base hit they scored the 2 runs on. Brock Burke looked completely terrified of the comebacker.
I would be too.
He looked like he straight up panicked, and he didn't even attempt to try to reach for the ball. Like there wasn't even a defensive ability at all. He just panicked.
All right, Gaddis gets the ground ball. He's not charged for those 2 runs that came in, so he gets another out on his record. And now we try to salvage it. And to close it, Seattle's going to bring in Matt Brash, who through 25 2/3 has had some struggles. The ERA's up at 4.21, but he's done his job 21 out of 24 times. Only 3 blown saves on his record. He's got 4 losses, though, and the averages look to be pretty high. So there is an actual decent chance here. We got Zach Neto at second base and Lawrence Butler beginning this opportunity in the bottom of the 10th. You'll watch strike 1 come through.
Butler, you're 0 for 4 today. Why are you watching first pitch fastball strikes?
You're just trying to get the timing on Brash.
1-1.
Ooh, he is able to hold up on the lunge. And that's ball 1. Okay, strike 2's in there. Butler has only attempted to go after a pitch that was extremely outside.
No, that missed.
And he'll take that one in. Okay, 2-2.
Good take.
Yep, good take. And that's hit hard! Oh. No! He's there in time! Lawrence Butler with the laser line drive to right. The right fielder's reaction and speed get him there in time. That was a missile off the bat. Runner will advance.
I thought that was going to keep curving and just drop in.
Yep. Thought it was going to nail that corner. Yeah.
No, that's down.
And that's in the dirt. What do you mean, no, that's down? Ball? Of course it was. It was in the dirt, Blue. No one thought it was up. Dummy.
He was reassuring himself.
2 knows the count.
Oh, yeah, that was down as well. Big idiot.
Come on, Logan.
All right, that's strike 1 inside. Little Hoppy waiting for something good. Chance of Let's Go Angels, the Rally Monkey, possibly somewhere in the Big A here. Swing and a miss on the slider.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Crash back even at 2-2. No, the lunge off the slider, and Hoppy is retired. Joe Adell now, the final hope. 90 feet away from 1 run, but we'll need 2 in order to keep this game going.
1-0.
That's an easy take, way up above the zone.
No, you got to turn on one here, Joe boy. Get her.
Well, he did, but he turned too early, and that is driven foul into the left field stands. 1-1 against him. Brash delivering, and that's strike 2, a slurve inside. We're down to our final strike now, as we are about to lose this game 6-4 unless Joe Adell can come through. All 2. Okay, count goes full. It's been a good at-bat by Joe Adell.
I'll take the walk.
Last chance. No, he's underneath it. He pops it up high into center field, and Seattle will take the victory today. We lose in front of the hometown fans.
They're used to it.
Not much drama there today, yeah. So after winning 2 series in a row versus New York and Cleveland, we went to Boston where we lost the series 2-1. We are now behind Seattle 2-0, and we hope to avoid the sweep in game 3. Let's take a look. And we can't do it. We do get swept at home by Seattle, who does have a really good year this year. They're 39-25. We just gave them 3 additional wins there, but the Mariners are putting together a hell of a year so far. And speaking of how they're doing this year so far, let's take a look at our guys and do a rundown on where everybody is at to this point in June. We will start with Nolan Shawnuel, who is now at a 71 overall. It has come up off of some good development across the board. He has added 2 points to power so far this year, and so that's a good thing. And yeah, his fielding needed some work. Love to see some points up there, and he's even had increases in stealing and base running aggressiveness. So pretty much across the board, exactly what we would want from Nolan Shawnuel. He's averaging 236 right now with a 332 OBP and 366 slugging. He's not a guy that we ever really think of for power, so that's fine. I would like to see the average come up a bit, though. And as he's getting increases to his numbers, I think that that is going to come up. I'm not concerned about Nolan Shawnuel right now. It does look like he's having a much better year versus strikeouts. Can you go over to the right so we can check the extended numbers for him? I'd like to see his strikeout rate. Where is that at? K percentage. Yeah, so exactly what I anticipated. He's actually having his best year ever as far as striking out. He's just not getting the results right now, so I think it's a little bit of luck involved. But Shawnuel is putting the bat to ball, I think, at a good rate so far. Royce Lewis, we will look at now at third base. He's an 85 overall, and he's seen increases pretty much across the board. He has dropped power versus lefties, and his stealing and base running aggressiveness has dropped a point as well. But with everything else coming up, Royce Lewis has still been a great player for us so far, as his stats will confirm. He's currently averaging 293, slugging over 500, and his OBP is 351. I do think that he's going to hit a record year for home runs. He's at 13 right now through only 229 at-bats. So even if we just get to the point to match his Minnesota appearances last year at 292, 3 more home runs and another 60 at-bats or so, I think that's absolutely doable. So Royce Lewis should have a career year for us this year, and that is awesome. Zach Neto at shortstop is seeing some pretty good increases as well. He has dropped a point on his contact versus lefties, but he's got plenty to spare, down to 98 now. It's not often we can use that phrase. So at 24 years old, all of his numbers I still expect to go up pretty well. He's adding to defense here. His vision and clutch get a bonus point as well. So I think Zach Neto is developing pretty well to this point. He is only averaging 239 right now. I expect that to come up. The OBP at 278, I think, is the most disappointing stat here, as his walks per 9 is certainly going to be the worst that we've seen from him. Lawrence Butler in right field is looking to get very good development. He's got +2 in 3 categories: contact versus left, power versus left, and discipline. all great things. His fundamentals, the vision, discipline, and clutch, all going up are really, really good signs toward his development. And he's getting a better arm. It's getting more accurate, and his reaction time is getting better in the outfield as well. He is averaging 254. His OBP is up over 300, and he's slugging at 452. I think that there's a chance, a pretty good chance, that he hits another 20 home runs this season, but I expect his RBI numbers to be a career year for him, and it looks as though his strikeout numbers are going to be improved from last year as well. So a good year of development so far for Lawrence Butler. Behind the plate with Logan O'Hoppe, his development has netted him an overall increase. He's up to 80 now at age 25, a +4 for contact lefties. As that is now evening up, he has dropped 2 versus contact righties, so he's improving in his weakest area at the plate, and he's got a little bit of room to spare for contact righties, but his power has gone up. His vision's gone up by 2. Discipline and clutch seeing improvements. Defensively, he's improved in every category, and he's dropped just 1 point for speed. He is staying above that Mendoza line, averaging 210 right now. The OBP is way down at 259. He's still slugging okay at 375, but this is a down year offensively for Logan O'Hoppe right now. So hopefully he can turn that around. I expect with his development getting better and that overall increasing that he'll bounce back. This might just be a slump point for him. Joe Adell is seeing less positive increases overall. He's dropped 2 points versus lefties in contact and power. So not much happening there, but maybe the increased division will slowly start to help and climb those numbers. He's got plenty of power to spare versus lefties. He did increase +4 versus contact righties. So another one where he's improving his weakest area by a lot and losing in the area where he can lose some. So I wouldn't say this is bad development from Adell, but if those contact versus lefty numbers keep coming down, it is something to watch and possibly worry about. He is averaging 248 right now with an OBP over 300 and a slug just under 400. His home run numbers are absolutely down. I don't think that he's going to match his 2024 numbers with the Angels, but I do expect to see the RBIs. I think he's going to finish the year with the best RBI year that he's had so far. His walks actually look really, really improved this year as well. If you double the at-bats, he'll have more than ever. And if you double those walk numbers, he's only at 28. So I think there's plenty of room, but his discipline seems much improved. And here we go. Young Jason Dominguez, who we took a chance on for a trade, only 22 years old. We inserted him into this MLB lineup right away as a starter. His overall has seen an increase up to 73. And look at those numbers versus lefties. He's crushing them. A +5 to contact versus left and a +6 to power versus lefties. His discipline has gone up 3 points as well. He is doing phenomenal for development through only just a couple months of baseball. Love to see it. He is averaging 258, which is a little better than I expected him to, actually. His OBP is up to 363, which is really good. That's probably why that discipline increased so much. And then slug is up to 456. He's absolutely clearing his best home run year, so he is hitting for power like never before. I think that Dominguez just needed a chance to be a starter. In New York, he only played a total of 26 games through 23 and 24. And now that we've given him the proper opportunity, he is thriving and developing at an excellent pace. Ezekiel Duran, we recently acquired from the Texas Rangers in a trade that they implemented with us. We're seeing some up and down. He's struggling versus lefties just a little bit. Everything else is coming up, though. The vision is +2, discipline +1, which will help those fundamentals that we talk about so often. He's increased even in the fielding areas as well, and he was already a very good defender. That arm is elite level at 97 now off of the +1 increase. He's been working with 2 teams this year. We only just recently got him. He is averaging 212, which is pretty low. The OBP at 258 is also a little scary, slugging over 300. But I do think that we're going to get more out of Ezekiel Duran than we expected. It's just going to take a little bit of time as he works into his new role here with Los Angeles. David Peralta is smearing ketchup all over the walls for his development, and it looks pretty ugly. His contact numbers have come up, We brought him in off of the free agency to DH for us to replace Mickey Moniak. And so looking at his stats, I think that we can pretty confidently say that he's doing that job. He's averaging 376 right now with a 408 OBP and a 564 slugging. Every single category right there is career best. We brought in David Peralta to fill a role with the tools that he had offensively, and my goodness, has David Peralta done it. He is averaging an incredible 376 for the 33 games that we've had him on the Angels. He has been an absolute phenom.
And we take a look over at the starting rotation now, and Rat Louder, he's got a little bit of progression going on. We got a plus in walks, we got a minus in home runs, which isn't too alarming since his stats were pretty high to begin with. And his fielding has come up. It's not a big outlier for pitchers for us, but hey, if he can field, that's even better. And we look over at his stats this year, 66 innings pitched, and he's got a 3.95 ERA, 38 strikeouts, and 35 walks. We move over to Chase Silseth, who is also just more or less a body in the rotation for now. At 24 years old, he's a C potential 70 overall. There's a little bit of growth going on. Not a lot of regression, thankfully. He's got a few spots that are getting better. The Ks per 9, walks per 9. His pitching clutch and his control have improved. Overall, 45 innings pitched. He's got a 5.76 ERA, 38 strikeouts, and 33 walks. Not a promising outlook so far for Chase, but like I said, the rotation is a little rough, and we know we got a lot of work left to do. So long as he can stay healthy and at least give us some innings throughout the year, I said he's at least doing his job. Jack Kakanowicz is got some catch-up going on here as well. He's a deep potential on the decline because he was overperforming because his overall was higher than his potential. So the game hamstrings a little bit, so they've took a bit off his stamina, his K per 9s, his walks, his home runs, and his control. Fielding numbers we're not too concerned about, but he is not performing well either. 66 innings pitched. He has a 5.29 ERA, 29 strikeouts, and 21 walks. Kakanowicz is also like in the Silseth position. He's a body in the rotation until we can get some better guys developed and or traded or signed at a free agency. Our newest acquisition on the recent trade is Tink Hence. He's got a little bit of improvement going on. He's got improvements to his hits per 9, his K per 9, his home runs, his clutch and control. A little dip in walks, which hopefully isn't going to be a trend. We don't want him walking a bunch of people. And a few pluses to his defense, which is always a little nice bonus. Unfortunately, with 46 innings pitched, he's got a 7.43 ERA, 40 strikeouts, and 29 walks. He is still young and developing. He is only 22 years old with a 68 overall B potential, so some growing pains are expected. And like I said, these numbers are not all ours because he was with the Cardinals, I do believe, before this. And he was a reliever over there. So he's now a starter, so hopefully he can iron out the bugs and get back to pitching well. Samuel Aldegari, he's got a little bit of improvement going on. He's got a little bit bump to hits, a little bit to walks, to home runs, and a little spot on the defense, and just a slight decline in the stamina. 23 years old. He's a 64 overall with C potential. He's another kind of body in the rotation. Some of that could potentially, if their overall keeps climbing up and they can stay, pitching on an even keel, there might be someone we could look at keeping. But when you start looking at the stats, that's definitely not the case. 33 innings pitched, a 7.56 ERA, 25 strikeouts, and 21 walks. He might be one of the guys that gets sent off to the sunset sooner rather than later.